now the official spokesperson of ATO, Vladyslav Selezniov, will tell us about what's happening now in the place where ATO is taking place. Vladyslav, can you hear? We hear you well. Please, for the interpreter, speak slowly so that they can hear, you. Do you hear us?
Алло.
Владислав, слышно нас?
Да.
Can you hear us? Yes, I hear you well. Then tell us what is happening now in the area of ATO. What's happening now? There's a lot of information now about militants, about some new people who are dressed up in Ukrainian uniform. Please give us the information. Okay. During the last day, the forces of ATO continued to execute the tasks on the defense of the state border. They continue to block the militants in the regions which they control. In relation with that, the militants more actively were working, trying to block the ATO's forces from executing the tasks. At the same time, near Счастье, there were several fightings going on. In the result, the ATO forces had some losses. The tank was destroyed. There are many killed and wounded people among the militants. Another issue I would like to mention is the situation around Kiev battalion. There's information that the people there, the guys there, have no food, no ammunition. I received the official confirmation now that tonight, at the territory of the checkpoint, which is under control of Kiev battalion, there was a battle. And there's ammunition there. there's everything needed for this unit to function. There is also information according to the Security and Defense Council. There is the information that the militants are planning to attack ATO forces near Biryukova. I cannot hear the question. There's the information from the Defense and Security Council that the militants are planning to start attack near Biryukova. Talking about Biryukova, at present I don't have information about that as to the plans of militants. They execute their plans at present. They are fighting, they're shooting in Slavyansk, in Kramatorsk, both in the center of the cities and in the outskirts. And the Russian Federation says that these are Ukrainian armed forces who are shooting the residential areas in Slavyansk. But I can officially tell you that our forces are just fighting back at the checkpoints of militants and also at the places where the ammunition and weapons are stored. Bogdana Kostyuk, Liberty Radio. 2 questions. Today, the President of Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko, again reminded about his peaceful plan, and he suggested unilaterally so that ATO for a brief period of time stops fire. Ukrainian side is ready for a brief period of time to stop fire so that Russian mercenaries, militants, separatists have the chance to either leave the territory of Ukraine or surrender, who will guarantee the security for ATO forces and for the peaceful citizens. And the second question is about strengthening the borderline. Talking about peaceful initiatives of the Commander-in-Chief, and the forces of ATO slower. The ATO forces will execute the decisions of the leadership of the country as to organization of peaceful negotiations and temporary ceasefire. And the positions are to be defined by the militants who could confirm the guarantees as to peaceful settlement of the conflict, and also as soon as such guarantees are issued, then we can say that the plan will be implemented in the full extent. And the second question, please repeat it. The second question, what about strengthening the border? Talking about strengthening the border, as I've mentioned before, the 48 kilometers of the state border of Ukraine is controlled by the ATO forces together with the border service forces. At this section, we are protecting and defending the state border of Ukraine. The situation in other parts of the state border, this is the question which should be addressed to my colleagues who are from the border service.
Colleagues, more questions. Channel 5, please tell us about Kiev Battalion. We have received a call to the channel about 30 soldiers were left without command and without weapons, and they said that they cannot last longer than 24 hours. Did you mean this blog post or this is this specific unit we were talking about? Yes, in Lugansk region, about these 30 warriors near Lugansk. Do you know anything about?
Кажу, що нам телефонували з батальйону і сказали, що 30 бійців
30
зараз без
warriors near Lugansk are without commanders, without weapons. Anything known about them? You're talking about 2nd Company of 12th Kiev Battalion. We have received this information from journalists and from those caring people in Facebook. With these messages, I went to the command headquarters of anti-terrorist operation, and I announced this information, and this information was checked by the report of the command of anti-terroristic operation. Information about soldiers left without supervision is not confirmed. Everything is done to ensure command and support and livelihood of all soldiers. So information expressed in this message is not confirmed. More questions? Vladyslav, then, from me, Ukrainian Crisis Media Center. Last question. They received information that from Russian side, on the border of Donetsk region, there are 6,500 enemy combatants, and in the other point there are 4,000 Russian enemy combatants. And how strong are our forces in that area to stand against these forces? You're talking about moving of troops on the territory of Russian Federation. We don't have official confirmation that Russian troops are moving along the border that could be used for insurgent operation in Ukraine. So, as official representative of anti-terrorist operation, I cannot comment on this unconfirmed information. We're talking about enemy combatants concentrated on the border of Donetsk region and Lugansk region. Please clarify the question. Information from Dmytro Demchuk. He publishes on Facebook page. On the border of Donetsk region, there are more than 6,500 enemy combatants, insurgents that are ready to attack if necessary. I haven't heard my question. I can hear interpreters, but I cannot hear the speakers.
The interpreter.
Do you know anything? I cannot confirm or deny this information. It's operative information that must be verified. Thank you very much, Vladyslav. Thank you for being in touch with us, and we'll look forward to getting more information about the operation as it continues to develop.